Hey, Antioch Baptist Church. This is Chris Miller saying good morning. And just to let you guys know, we've been praying for you all. We're excited for what God is doing and what He's going to do with you as a church family and as a group of people that really will do whatever it takes to make sure Johnson City is touched with the gospel, is touched by God through His people. Pete asked me to talk and just share a little bit about my history with you guys. It was 1990 when my mom and dad became members over here. And it's just very interesting that you didn't know me that well, but you kind of embraced me. And I began to think of a quote today, but it's basically this: a church cannot be all things for everybody, but sometimes they can be all things for somebody. And that's exactly what you were for me. Before you even got to know me, you were really praying for me by name. You were being my friend. You were being good friends to my mom and dad. Before I became a Christ follower, you were my friends and you prayed for me by name. After my conversion, after I had that relationship experience with Jesus Christ, a number of people in this church began to just want to spend time with me. And I didn't really know it, but you all were discipling me. I had no clue what was going on. I just thought, man, all these people want to give me Bibles and pray with me and talk to me after service and see how I'm doing. And really, that was just you guys taking a kid who came out of a really hard place, and you loved me like Jesus loved His disciples, and you spent that time with me, and I'm super thankful for that. I learned what my spiritual gifts were, and I actually learned what they were not as I had opportunities to serve here. Middle school ministry at that time was definitely not where I was supposed to be, but it was a great learning experience. So, as I spent time with some of the pastors here and got to preach my very first sermon, they began to help me understand what it meant to speak about God's Word and to help people apply it to their lives. I went on my very first mission trip in 97. I got saved in November of 97, and I walked into a room, and the man that was leading the trip said, you're our 12th member. You're going to Romania with us. And I thought, okay, never been out of the country, but I'll go. But it's very interesting that it was in Romania that as I was just kind of looking out over the people of that country, and I saw the hurt that they had by trying to be right with God through religion, that I really surrendered my life to vocational ministry. So it was on that trip with awesome people like you have here that I understood that this was God's call to my life. So I'm thankful for that moment. You guys enabled me to be able to go to school. Like, I got my associate in religion from Fruitland because you were generous, because you so it's really cool that I got to surrender my life to ministry within that trip. And then I just think about, how you guys as a church, by your giving, and instead of putting money towards something that wouldn't last for eternity, you guys enabled me to be able to go to school and get my associate in religion from Fruitland. And then you gave generously so I could actually go to school in Florida where I would receive my Bachelor of Theology. So it was just your continual generosity in my life, financially and spiritually and personally. And the biggest blessing has been, since I've been back and I've planted a church in this same city, you guys have cheered me on. You've shared your resources. You were one of the first churches that gave toward our church plant. So really, when I think about whatever it takes, when you have individuals within this family, you really do whatever it takes to make sure that they become everything that God has called them to be within the purpose that He's called them. And I love the fact of the vision that you currently have and that where you're headed, because we definitely as a church across town believe in the same thing, and we want to partner with you guys and support you and pray for you. So thank you for just cheering me on as an individual. Thank you for being everything for me at a point in my life where I didn't understand what my purpose was or where God was leading my life. Thank you for being those people that love God with all of your heart and your soul and your mind and your strength, and love people like myself just the same. We love you guys. Have a great day.